Alright, post-stream news here. Basically, like, now of course I have like a major advantage and like towards the following footage. I wanted to make this video because the gentleman we are about to see, like especially like after reviewing the footage, the gentleman we are about to see is stating, like more like towards the end, that it is about child safety. Platforms, artists, and individuals who produce stuff, they are not parents. Mafia structures also go ahead and try to sell you that you need to pay money for protection. It's not to frame this gentleman. We're like about to see like his reaction piece on what unfolded there. Like, it's not to dunk down on him. Like, we have free speech, we have freedom of expression, and those are very important values of our society. Without those, we won't develop. The whole title is misleading, from what I found out. Like the title from the video, the individual, like at least to what is currently known, died due to natural causes, so he wasn't murdered. There are many open questions, like it could be that he got murdered, but like looking at one side, like the discrepancy or like the difference in terms of the reaction, I barely lost my shit, like metaphorically speaking, hearing how the mother reacted, and then having the guts to say platforms should watch out for the children is a very hypocritical statement in my personal opinion. Like, again, if he likes to view it that way, that's totally up to him. And like, we have freedom of speech, so it's important, like, to have like different views, like, so that everyone watching this can like make their own image. No, especially like the statement with like, we gotta protect the kids. No, the parents are well advised to watch their kids, be there for their kids. And the next aspect is hate watching. If you don't like something, you're not required to watch it. Like, in the end, you decide to do so. Was it humane what was displayed there? No. Though then on the other hand, watching movies where people get killed for various reasons, it's advisable to watch for emotional frames, especially when it's such a sensitive topic. A life was lost, one life too much. Every life is beautiful. So yeah, this is not about protection of children. Protection of children is the task and responsibility of the parents, and not of platforms. This is a leverage being utilized in order to fight freedom of expression, from what I was so far able to gather. As a parent, you need to be able, if you want to be there for your child, to be there for your child. Else you might be not a good parent. Means you're maybe better advised to give the child to the government, and don't dunk down on platforms or whatever. Be there for your child, and don't sit it in front of an iPad or iPhone and then expect companies to which are monetary incentivized, like to take care of your children. This is not the job of others. This is the job of the parents. There were multiple contradictions. Like, when we start, I would value if you really like watch out for, yeah, well, it's roughly translated, statements like those, which are very telling. in the end, like from what I was able to gather, there's yet to be material released. There are many questions, and it'd be very advisable to see what happened there, as the frame being sketched out by the video we're about to see is horrific, to put it mildly. Autonomy is an urge every human has. Freedom of expression is an urge every human has. Freedom of speech is an urge every human has. In the end, what happened there was coordinated and orchestrated by the parties expressing what they expressed as grown adults. And if they decide to do that, then they decide to do it. You can't stop someone jumping from a bridge into his death if he's determined to do so. You can try to find ways to ease the pain, which like motivated the individual to do that. Though if someone wants to do something, they will do it. There are things out of your control. And especially if you are a person of moral, hate watching is also a statement. And with that being said, I'm happy that you're here, and like after you watched, would value an honest response, like in form of a like or a dislike or a comment, to like see what you guys think. And yeah, of course, like I also stream, so like if you guys want to talk, y'all are like happily invited to do so. So yeah, without further ado, let's start the video. And then we can go ahead and make this one a buzz, and then we can jump right in. Today I brought the streamer who was murdered live. So we had a murder going on live. Like, I don't know where is blind reaction. So as usual, let's jump right in and look what this gentleman has brought to our table here.
One day he's having a good time with his fans. And then the next...
Oh, it was a French dude.
Dead right in front of them.
Dude, man, like he be like sleeping with like a lot of people, bruh.
John Parmanov made headlines around the world when he was found dead during his 10-day marathon on Kick. All the headlines you see say that he died in his sleep. And dying in this type of way during such an event may seem like awful timing, but
like he was like streaming and like he was like sleeping and then he like freaking died, bro. Like what?
it's not the way it seems. Because this wasn't just bad luck. John was tortured and bullied relentlessly during this stream. And if you don't believe me, look at the footage.
Yo, dude. Damn, bro, like what the fuck?
And this event has caused outrage not just from fans, but from big forces. The French government started to investigate Kick, which was the platform he streamed on. Kick tried to resolve the controversy by banning anybody involved in this, and Aiden Ross and Drake also expressed their outrage in offering to cover the funeral costs. It's rumored that Kick could have to pay up to $49 million in fines just for this event alone. This might not just be something that's talked about and forgotten in a week. This may change the entire streaming game as we know it, because we may have just witnessed a murder. So let's cut the bullshit and get right into it. Now, most of you probably did not know who Jean was before he died, and that makes sense, neither did I. And that's because he was particularly big in France. But that does not mean he was not popular. He was the biggest streamer in France, and at one point was the 4th most watched streamer on Kick. Most streamers you see nowadays
damn, bro, like this is quite something. Like also interesting to then like observe that it was like with so many people around. Like damn, bro.
Usually start maybe when they're in high school or their early 20s, but Jean started at 40.
Though like take into account like many streamers do this. Like they like live with multiple people like in a house. Like and like from what I got, like they like were all like streaming. So could be that I had like a joint venture going on in that regard.
Originally, he was a veteran, and at 40 years old, he was still living with his mom collecting welfare. He started doing content when most people did, which was during the pandemic. I mean, after all, there wasn't really much else to do, was there? He played games like GTA, FIFA, Fortnite, your typical average games. And these games are basic, but John really stood out with his very aggressive and rageful personality. His big bursts and outrage really made a lot of funny clips. The streaming game always rewarded people with the most hilarious freakouts, and John knew how to play this game. But if you want to blow up as a streamer, you can't just simply wait for people to join your stream. No. The real way to do it is to strategize how to spread your clips, and one of the best ways to do that is TikTok. So that...
Well, you can basically like go ahead and test out like what works for you. Like for me, TikTok is not working. Trust like TikTok like TikTok and news. This is like, at least from the data I was able to gather, because like I utilized Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok, and it's like always like, and like even Reddit. So it's like, you know, like as broad as possible, and then you just basically do what works best in that regard.
That's where he posted.
Ich bin vielleicht der Einzige, der jeden einzelnen seiner Trades komplett kostenlos teilt. Live auf YouTube und...
That damn, bro, like I will likely cut this out. Like the ad, like, okay, man, let's leave it in. Like we had an ad go, which was like super AI, like from a known trader. Like, Jesus, bro. Yeah, but like leave it as it is, like not cutting it. Damn, bro, like what in the AI, bro.
Allez, nique ta mère, allez, nique ta mère. Sale putain, va. Ta schlag de t'es mort. Putain. Vas-y, c'est quoi ces mecs? Vas-y.
These clips would transfer over to his following of Twitch, where he gained over 600,000 followers alone. It was at...
I think it was really nice, like those rage clips. I'm chill, bro. Like when I crash hard, bro.
At this point that Jean officially made it in the big leagues. Along with this, his YouTube channel started to get a lot of traction too, getting over 200,000 subscribers. Jean knew that he needed to up the intensity of this. But this was the start of something very bad, because...
I like how he communicates that, because like, of course, like when they find out, okay, like this works, like with the character I'm playing, like... then of course they go theatrical about it.
Little did John know, this would be what cost his life. But first, this video is sponsored by Cash Giraffe. Now, gaming...
Oh, okay, like, so... He, like, hinted that this, like, then costed a lot. I'm like, super excited, like, what are the implications of it? Like, maybe, like, someone took it for real and whatnot, like, can be. Though, yeah, like, let's see what sponsorship he has there.
Is one of my favorite ways to relax, but what if I told you that there is a way to get paid while playing these games? Well, that's where Cash Giraffe comes in. They're a loyalty reward app that pays you for playing games. No ads, no nonsense, just real rewards for the games that you already love. Getting started is simple. Download the app, allow the app to track your progress so it knows how much you get to earn, play your favorite game, and then earn your gems. Some games offer higher rewards than others. After completing a task comes the best part, the payout. And you get to choose your preferred payout method. PayPal, Amazon gift cards, Starbucks, and more. There's no catch. They don't ask for any credit card info, your social security number, or any private info like that. Unlike most other apps, Cash Giraffe does not track your personal data. There aren't even any ads. You just play and earn. I played Word Game Master for a few days and I was able to earn enough to get my first ever cash out, and I withdrew them to PayPal. It's that easy. If you want to join in on the fun, download Cash Giraffe using the link in my bio, or scan one of the QR codes to get up to 3,999 welcome gems. Get real rewards for playing games today. Now let's get back to the video. Now over time, Jean's content revolved more into challenges and more IRL type of content, but this also is when...
That's like also like a dream to me, like that we are like one day able to go out. I like vibe with that, and I see that. I think that's like the general way, like of how things are going, because like the gear like that is required is quite well. Like you gotta account for like fuel costs, like wear and tear from the car, like the backpack, the satcom. Like I think like a cameraman is like the non plus ultra. Like when you have a cameraman around, yeah, like all that, like the laptop and the battery, and like so that like everything is working, which is by no means easy.
Things got a little bit controversial. Now, not because he said the N-word or anything, but because his challenges got a lot more gruesome. They were very dehumanizing and humiliating. They were kind of uncomfortable to watch. Now, along with this, John also started to really lean a lot more harder into this aggressive and angry persona for his streams, which also is a little bit humiliating. Now, again, obviously streaming and being over the top is the real way to really get consistent viewers. This is what like almost all of the biggest streamers do.
Nah, bro, like he based, yeah, like it is what it is, man. Like we're like playing characters and whatnot, do like edgy jokes. Jesus.
Maybe this is fine if the person doing it is like old enough to buy a beer, but seeing a 40-year-old man do it is just kind of uncomfortable. And people could obviously tell that this was very exaggerated and calculated to get more clips, and it worked. But at the same time, a lot of his over-the-top aggression made him get a lot of bans on Twitch. But in turn, it worked. He attended big events like the Paris Games Week and was even noticed by XQC, who literally is one of the biggest streamers in the world. But in 2023,
So yeah, like of course, like getting noticed by like one of the top streamers. That's like you're well advised to hope for like your lineage. So like where you and basically like for example like we are like about free speech. So being noticed by a streamer who is like against free speech is like bigger. That's like yeah. So I'm like happy when we can like grow organically, bro. Oh.
Jean made probably the worst decision of his life when he joined Kick. Now, as a lot of you know, Kick is the streaming competitor to Twitch that was founded in 2022.
Cause like that's like a thing. Like hate farming is like less pleasant than like just like vibing and like having a good time. Like hate farming is like really
It gained a lot of notoriety when Aiden Ross announced that he was signing an exclusive streaming deal with them. But what made it pop off even more was that it was advertised as this ginormous free speech platform, where anything and everything goes. There's no limits. And on top of that, they also had a very generous monetization split with a 95 to 5% split in the streamer's favor. This is a lot bigger than the 50-50 split that Twitch has. Better pay, less censorship, I mean, what's there not to like about it? What made it—
yeah, that's like really interesting way of like approaching things. Though like I assume like that Twitch therefore then in the future maybe has like way better like expansions. Like for example the recent bot purge, like Kick didn't do that. So like it's a double-edged sword, like going with those splits. So it's like interesting to like see how this is then developing in the future.
Even bigger was how they were offering so much money to big streamers like XQC and Pokimane to stream exclusively on there. It seemed like it was the future. Then we found out that it was the HubSpot for a lot of pedos and streaming degenerates, but I'll get to that later. But just know that in 2023, everyone thought that this was going to be the future, and a lot of people were genuinely signing up for it. From what I've found, it doesn't seem like John signed an exclusive deal or got any money to join them. It seemed like he actually joined them because he felt like it was a better platform. And initially, this worked out very well for him. He became the biggest streamer in France, and again, he was the 4th most watched streamer on the platform.
Bro looks like Heisenberg, bro. I think like we could have like really well like work out like with like a Heisenberg theme, bro.
He was taking advantage of a very untapped market, but it would also lead to his death. You see, when John switched to the Kickstream platform and did a lot more of this IRL content, he teamed up with fellow streamers Naruto and Safin. Now, Naruto found out about John from his collaborations with the Kari78. In doing so, Naruto also managed John's YouTube channel. John's challenges straight up just went from yelling during video games to now being physically and constantly humiliated and dehumanized. And a lot of this was being done by Naruto and Safin. Now, physical humiliation.
That's like wild, bro. Like when they like really go like super aggressive, like like the assaulting parts of like the streamer realm. Like you see like personas insulting like other actors, and not at all time actors are like usually like Jack Dorothy orbit like type stuff. It's like questionable. So like if it's a skit, it's a skit. Um, like yeah, like though I'm like interested like to see like who was the perpetrator and like what actually happened there.
For streams is nothing new. So many streamers constantly make themselves go through crazy physical pain to make the chat go crazy. Seeing these people wild out like this in real time is what makes the streaming community so strong. I mean, look at the most recent stream that Mr. Beast did with Aiden Ross and XQC. For nearly 24 hours, these guys did almost anything to get donations for Team Water. They put tarantulas on themselves, they shot each other with paintball guns.
Then like putting spiders like the Randallers on you, like that's a different ballpark. Yeah, like the funny thing like about like spiders which are like actually able to like, that's a funny thing. And the interesting thing is they also bite like in order to secure themselves on a surface. So it's like not without danger, like putting a spider. And like the thing is, like when this is happening, like spiders are like wasps in that sense. So basically, like they bite you then, like in order to secure their position so that they don't fall off. And then like like it hurts of course, and then like people smack them. And like when they smack them, then like they feel pressure, and then they of course like they bite like in order to survive.
I mean, they did a bunch of crazy stuff. And yeah, it can be humiliating, but it also is what raised $12 million for people in need. And for many streamers who aren't doing charity like that,
which like shows you like the beauty of like what we do in that regard.
It's the same thing that funds their mansions and their Lambos. Now, while a lot of people thought that these streams were fun,
well, that's like very interesting fetch. It could be that they own a brand, like that they low key. Let's like take the most grabbable example, like Mr. Beast. This dude owns a chocolate factory, which, if I'm not mistaken, like now wanders towards the billion and like sales volume. So like if they have companies which do that, like there was one example of like exploitive behavior. Like for example, when like this perfume guy, this perfume guy, like there's really questionable behavior though. Like trying to right away say that like, it would be very welcomed, like when like evidence is also provided right away. But like long story short, like that's the thing. Like why am I like even entering in this part? It's like critical thinking. Like many people, they take such statements for granted. Like in the end, we don't know, which like lets you like in a sense wish like where are the substantial proofs that this money is like rightly like used, like those funds which were raised for the charity. And if I'm not mistaken, that's also a crime. Like when you go like charity and like take this money, which is then like aimed for the good cause, like to buy Lambos and or mansions. I think that's a crime if I'm not mistaken. So it would be lovely, like if you provide some substantial evidence here.
Funny, over time, people just genuinely got concerned for Jean. Like, it just became less funny and a lot more uncomfortable. A lot of people thought this straight up was just borderline violating human rights. And in fact, last year, the French media company Mediapart actually did an entire investigation and article talking about how weird this type of stuff was. They wrote this whole article and used a ton of examples about how Naruto and Safian clearly are dehumanizing this guy for donations. But it wasn't just cheat, they were also doing the exact same thing to another streamer by the name of Cowdox. Now, Cowdox is a streamer who literally is disabled and is under legal guardianship. And he
wild, bro.
He suffers a lot of the exact same shit. These streams would go on for days and they were just simply further encouraged by...
So like if they, like we also don't know like if they have like contracts going in that regard, whether they basically like said, yeah, like we do this. Like the Guardian situation is very interesting to like look what happened there. Like I'm very thrilled. Like what was the situation there?
The viewers. People liked this type of stuff, and it's kinda messed up. When Mediapart asked Naruto about the ethicalness of the streams, his response was pretty scary. He didn't confirm whether he felt like it was right or wrong. All he talked about was how the people liked watching it. People are there to see the reactions of JP and Cowdox. Their reactions are much more atypical. We know what makes people laugh and not laugh. This did not age well. This article actually inspired the NIST Public Prosecutor's Office to start investigating these guys. And that investigation
Well, like it can clearly be that they basically like committed some form of contract abuse. Like in the end, like it's quite telling that an investigation was launched in that regard.
started in around January of this year. So 8
Because like that's like always important. Like morals all good and whatnot. It's like nice to have them personally, though. Like your morals are your morals. Like everyone has like a different moral set. Like I think the best common ground you can find together is the government and the laws, and basically like have a healthy exchange. And like when you see okay, there's like something unlawful happening, then it's of course advisable to be aligned with the government to like look, okay, like what is happening right now, where laws being broken, and that's then what counts in the end.
months before John died. Now, initially, they were put in custody for what they claimed to be public provocation to hatred or violence against a person or group of people because of their disability, and voluntary violence and meetings on vulnerable people. That
A law was broken, so this was clearly illegal, so they basically... You're back! Welcome back, Queen! Welcome back! So, that's then like quite telling, because like the gun basically, like for people who are afraid of death, like dictates the rule. So like this is like we talk law and reason, because like many people are like scared of death. So I think like the ultimate instance in a sense is the government, and the government said, yeah, there was a law being broken, so it's clearly inhumane what happened there. Like in general, like it's one thing like doing this like in an artistic sense, like when you go with movies and whatnot, and it's an other thing like really like not with like props and like stunt doubles. And apparently there was a law being broken, so a very questionable behavior from those gentlemen.
sounds like a pretty accurate way to describe it. Now, this is directly translated from French, so maybe that translation's a little rough, but you get the idea. The main thing is that the authorities clearly saw what was going on and they wanted to step in. But the police didn't really have enough evidence to incarcerate them, so eventually they just...
Interesting setup you like proclaimed there. Like so there was no law being broken. That's like fascinating. Absolutely wild stuff. Like dude is like on one hand he's yapping about a law was broken, and then on the other hand the law wasn't broken. Like when a law gets broken, people get punished. That's why we have the government. So what in the fucking shit talk is he yapping? Wild.
let them go. But they would continue to keep their eyes on them. John, unfortunately, though, was stuck in a loop now. With this certain type of content, he had to keep up the intensity. And considering this was his full-time job and he was making more money than he ever could possibly see, he felt incentivized to keep it going, otherwise, boom, all the money's gone. And the biggest way to up the ante was doing a streaming marathon. This was meant to be a 10-day long, 24/7 hour live stream that was basically going to test the limit. But John did not realize what he had signed up for. This event was basically just non-stop non-stop torture and bullying of John. This is a list of all the shit that they did to him, so I'm gonna try and keep it brief. They repeatedly slapped him, strangled him, shot him with the paintball gun. Those can hurt really badly if you've ever been hit by one. They had him endured simulated drownings. They practically sleep deprived him by throwing cold water at him and waking him up with all these loud noises. They allegedly had him take toxic substances, but that's just a rumor, and it probably
Okay, like that's like, that sounds like torture. What the fuck were they doing, bro? Like, I'm like still like interested, like what the final result of this is.
was staged. They constantly verbally abused him, which
Okay, so there were like staged elements.
was very uncomfortable to watch. And at one point, John tries to resist these punches, so they try to lock him out of his own house. And they also do other stuff, like try to take his cigarettes away. And in case you don't know, France has like a really ginormous smoking culture, so this was a form of manipulation. The list just goes on, and there's probably like so much more that I did not even mention. If you watched any random clips of the stream, you straight up thought that you would have accidentally entered the dark web.
Hey, putain, fils de pute! Voilà, tu m'as fait mal! T'as m'enculé! Sale bâtard! Stéphanie?
Like, it would be really lovely, like seeing in the end what was like ruled, like in the contracts, like being present there. Like this is like really like touching the borders of like what is possible, like within the artistic world. Like Jesus.
Attends, on est sur tentative de record. Attends, avec... Arrête, ça fait mal. Oh là là, ça fait mal. Attends, je regarde qui a fait. Oh là là, ça fait mal. Oh là, ça fait mal. Qu'est-ce que tu veux faire?
I think like also what happened there is this is like really that's like extreme, bruh. Jesus fucking Christ. That looks like I don't know, like I think like smut is the word for it. Like this is like gore and war type stuff. It's extreme. Like basically they utilize this actor. Like first he had like that's like the importance of like self-love. First he built something, and now he's like with those two individuals, and those two individuals basically dominate him with extreme force. I don't know like what the contract, the compliance structure was for this. Though this is extreme. I'm still like excited, like what were the grounds of this, and like what happened there.
Try and really keep his spirits low and keep him demotivated. They constantly try to talk to him about how he would never find a woman.
Comment bien, ta vie, c'est la défaite. Il le tue. Mon gars, ta vie, c'est la défaite. On a fait 6 mois, allez, 4-5 mois à Malte. T'es sorti 18 jours d'affilée, frère. 50 jours d'affilée.
On a inventé un chiffre.
Ouais, pour
un nombre et tout, 18 jours. Hein.
T'es sorti 17 jours d'affilée. T'as même pas ne stress. Tes lèvres, elles ont même pas effleuré les lèvres d'une autre meuf. T'as dépensé mais des milliers d'euros. Frérot, tous les soirs, tu prenais des danseuses.
Non, pas tous les soirs.
Pas tous les soirs. Quand à ma période à moi, quand il était pas là, voilà, tous les soirs. Tous les soirs, t'en prenais une et carrément une fois, t'en as pris 300 balles. Encore les fils de pute.
You'd see that Kick would see some of this and maybe step in and try and tone things down, but no, they actually encouraged this.
Well, like. Being a provider of like artistic expressionism, like you don't know what the compliance structure is. It's a trust. It's a trust relationship. I'm very, very certain that like Kick assumes that there is a necessary compliance structure at present. They're like then utilizing in order to allow this like if you want like stage abuse to happen, because like it's again like it's the same with like, for example, Jack Dorothy. Dude was walking with bodyguards and like physically attacking people. Like that there are contracts which allow you that. Like if you talk, for example, the porn industry, that there are like certain movies being made where like contracts are absolutely necessary, like in order to build the necessary compliance frame in order to make this even possible to happen in the first place. So like I'm still like yet to find out like what it is that then like in the end happened there. Like what was the compliance and like how did this individual die? Like it looks like a really tragic thing. Like I assume like this person like who died there like likely lost self-respect, because like when you stand up for yourself, usually like you don't let that happen. It's like again, I don't know yet like which compliance structure was being utilized, so it looks like someone stripped their humanity for cash. Like don't lose your humanity, like love yourself. There are so many ways to get 1 million units of currency like from the established currencies if you want. Like it's not necessary like to pain yourself. Wild.
In this entire subathon, Kick's CEO was actually the 5th highest donator, gifting 150 subs. Not only that, but during this time, they actually sold a t-shirt with his likeness on it for around $100. I mean, that's a crazy price for a t-shirt, but you get the point. And during the stream, it is very obvious that they see what it is doing to him, and they kind of joke about how it might kill him. But then it goes from joking to actually making him tell the camera that if he died, that it was because of his health and not because of the crazy shit they're doing.
Non, je veux pas, je le souhaite pas du tout. C'est pas un truc que t'as vu, j'ai pas envie du tout. Mais imagine un jour dans le délire, on est en train de rigoler et tout et.
Il clame.
Guys.
Tu sais que je me suis déjà posé la question.
En plein live.
Que si demain il meurt en plein live, c'est dû à son état de santé de merde et pas à nous. Non. Comme ça, non, du tout.
This is a very interesting situation taking place there. Like and like this person who died there was very confident. I don't know, like maybe you could even like interpret this view as like disbelief. It would be really lovely like to see the whole compliance structure there. It could also be that like both sides were like blended by the money. Absolutely wild.
Comme ça, non. Je fais rien du tout. Comme ça, non. Regarde la caméra, dis. Les gens ils vont s'en prendre à nous alors que c'est dû à tes 46 ans de vie minable.
Tu peux pas savoir que j'aurais été une crise cardiaque.
Bah, c'est mon entière responsabilité.
Moi, les gars, si je meurs en live, c'est mon entière responsabilité.
Ouais, si je meurs en live, c'est ma totale
Like for this person, it's clear. Like if he has a guardian, like only the guardian can do the contracts. Like what he basically says, like as he's not like capable of like declaring his own will due to the presence of the guardian, like due to the lacking presence of the guardian, like this doesn't count anything.
Bon, s'il m'arrive quelque chose en live, que ça vient pas de...
Clipper.
Que ça vient pas d'eux.
Gemütlicher.
So there was actually like a point when like so like concluding what happened here. So there were actually a point where both sides were worried about what is to come. So we can assume, if we like, that they had a plan going, like a list of events taking place. Because like that seems reasonable. Like that seems like when you have like a manufacturing contract going on, you also like list the processes like of the manufacturing process. So this event taking place here, it looks like both sides were like worried about what is to come. So both sides here had the ability to say, okay, we call it, that's it, was good and all, we leave it at that. Though apparently they continued, because probably all they saw was dala.
His friends clearly knew that this was not safe and that it would not end well. I mean, he's a
well, apparently, like he also like he gave them the disclaimer. Absolutely wild. Like it starts to become more and more a tragedy.
46-year-old man with the build of a stick. I can't imagine that he can handle a lot. The most haunting part of this entire thing was the fact that he texted his mom during the subathon and expressed his concern, claiming that this was a death game. Hi mom, how are you? Stuck for a while with this death game. It goes too far. I feel like I'm being sequestered with their shit concept. I'm tired
So they had a concept.
of it. I want to go out, but the other he doesn't want. He
This is wild. Why on earth did the mom not step in here? This is a hostage situation taking place here. Like, at least in accordance to this text. What the fuck happened there? Like, how can it be that the mom like didn't step in like after reading that? This is fucking what he writes there. When we can like believe what is written there. He writes he is being kidnapped. As a mother, first address, get the phone, call the police, get him out of there. Get the SWAT, Jesus Christ! This is wild. Madness.
kidnaps me. Again, this is translated directly from French, so that may be a little rough. Her mom...
Man, like, I don't know, like, he be like mad sus, dropping this statement. So like, apparently, like, we don't know yet. Like, is he telling the truth or not? Like, maybe a little bit rough. Did he write now kidnapping or not? Like, we talk whole different game. Like, if it was a kidnapping. Like, if you do journalism, like, it's very advisable to do your stuff right. This be a heinous crime. Like, if he was being kidnapped.
Mom responded with this: "Shameful what they do. They have no respect. You have lost weight and you are tired."
Man, like, I highly doubt, like, that this is an answer when your son writes, like, that the son is being kidnapped, bro. Like, I'm not a parent. I can say that. At least from my feeling, like, if my child will write me, I'm being kidnapped, I'd make freaking mountains move. I'd tell people my child is being, like, it's the child, man. And I think, like, every person has compassion. Every person, like if they hear, like, a child is being held as kidnapped, like, I would call the fucking police. I would freaking call the freaking diplomacy. I would freaking go outside, tell everyone, like, tell actively that they're helping me, march there and freaking get the child out of there. And I'm certain, like every mother, every parent watching, like, thinks the same. And I know this not being a parent. So, like, something is clearly mysterious here. Like what the heck is going on?
And what's crazy is that his friends also read these text messages on stream before he died and tried to gaslight him into thinking that he was completely fine.
Ils ont pas de respect. Tu as maigri, tu es fatigué.
Ouais, il a grossi, ouais.
Moi, regarde-moi. T'as jamais eu une meilleure mine que ça, fils de pute.
On June 18th, John was found unresponsive by the fellow streamers, and they quickly ended things. John was quickly rushed to the hospital where he was announced dead. When the story first came out, it generally did not seem that bad because a lot of people said that he died in his sleep. In fact, when I made a TikTok about this, I actually did not even realize how serious it was myself. Because at first, we all just thought it was bad timing, but then we saw the clips. The horrific clips. And suddenly, it just all made sense. The world was outraged, but not just the fans, the government as well. Immediately when this was announced, the French digital media...
Yeah, again, like, what the fuck happened there? Like, it's like one thing, like, doing acting. Jesus freaking Christ.
The affairs launched an investigation into Kick to see how this was allowed. How did they think it was okay for John to be tortured for months, even years, and just do nothing about it? Platforms have an immense responsibility in regulating online content to ensure our children are not exposed to violent content. Police...
I think platforms are obliged to the law. This is my stance on it. The government is the regulator. Of course, the platform has the option to do that. Like, if they decide to do so. Like, in the end, like, the government rules what is going on.
Immediately investigated all of the streamers.
It's like nice, like talking from the sideline. Like, if you want to change something, like low-key, like go to the government and like do something about it. This is like not to denounce the whole situation here. Like what happened there is tragic. This is mysterious. It is mysterical. Like what the fuck? Like how on earth could this happen? especially taking the kidnapping situation into account. Because apparently there was written like that he's being kidnapped. Like, what?
Involved and seized their equipment. Thankfully, this included Naruto and Safin. When John died, they really had the nerve
Of course, like, Jesus.
to post about how they really missed their friend and how sad they were, which is just complete bullshit. They're just sad they're not gonna get another fat check from this guy. And noticeably, after all this, they turned off all their comments on Instagram. Drake and Aiden Ross, who are very big faces of Kick, also expressed their outrage. This thing is disgusting. How could this be allowed to pass as entertainment? This is horrible and disgusting. Whoever was a part of this.
Well, like, the thing about that is like if both parties chose to do that, we yet don't know if they had a contract with a written script, which is like, again, like, it's super mystical that like where he said, like, he said, yeah, of course, like, it could be a little bit rough to, like, if he said like kidnapping, this would be absolutely right, and it's still like yet to discover like what was done in the contracts, and like, wild. What happened there? I'm yet to find out like what clearly happened there. Like, this is like all, like, it's very questionable behavior on camera, like from both parties. They had a point. They had a point where where they both were like unsure, like where even like the force applying side like asked for like a disclaimer like on stream. So like what is the underlying compliance structure they utilized in order to conduct such business on an entertaining platform? Like, what happened there?
Deserves to face severe consequences. I just spoke with Drake. Drake and I will be covering the funeral costs. This won't bring back his life, it's the least we can do. Prayers go out to John's family. Everyone was wondering exactly how it was he died and which stunt exactly killed him. Well, surprisingly, an autopsy report a couple days later revealed that it was not from trauma or any injuries. So apparently how he died was either medical or toxicologic. But it's extremely hard to believe that this stream had nothing to do with his death. I mean, even before this marathon, when he was getting tortured, at least he had breaks in between, but even during this, there was not a single decent night of sleep. There's no question that Kick is at fault here. Kick allowed this type of bullshit on their platform. And yeah, I guess you could argue that it was the streamer.
Like, the question is, like, did Kick like break any laws? Like what laws were broken? Like, again, we don't know yet, like, what was the compliance structure. Again, they had a situation where where it looked like that both parties were like unsure to continue or not. Like, we still yet don't know what happened, rather than they did really questionable, dehumanizing content, which looks to me like valuing monetary aspects more than human individuality. Because clearly, like, the person lost his life in this situation, rather than having self-respect and self-love, he at least from the appearance, like, tolerated this treatment for a very long time, which is very sad. Like, don't do that. Like, love yourself. That whole channel should be gone. There's an investigation for like what looks like a murder going on. Because like if there's causality between what happened there and the death of the streamer, then to me, as like a illiterate person in law, like especially like in French law, it looks like a crime, murder taking place, which is disgusting. I'd love to find out what the contracts were. Again, they had a situation where both parties were about to decide to end it or not end it, where they like asked for a disclaimer being postulated on stream. There are lots and lots of questions yet to be answered.
Choice to do this type of content, but considering what exactly happened, should we really allow this type of shit regardless? We know how crazy people are willing to go for some fucking money and clout.
Again, like that is the if you want, like, most sad part about it. Like, I don't know, like, looking at this still image, they all look like they don't look amused or happy about it. Not even the person like attacking the streamer here. At least like to what I perceive here. Like we're all humans. Give one another dignity. Don't lose yourself for money. There There are so many ways to money. And like getting to money, I think like a good example is Red Bull. Red Bull took 10 years in order to be able to buy a private island. Like it doesn't come like from one day to another. Fast money leaves as fast as it comes, usually. It's a tragedy, I think, for all parties involved that this took place. What the fuck are you looking at? Yeah, well, basically, like, those people, I don't know if he as well, like, he was, if I'm not mistaken, the most successful streamer on, in French, on Kick. And they stripped themselves of their humanity. Because, like, when you look at the facial expressions, this doesn't look like joy. I doubt that this was like natural behavior. Like the human mind is kind. This looks like staged action played out in a very rough manner. It's a tragedy for every party involved, each and every one. And I think like the most sad part is that this individual let this happen. Because they had a point where they asked him like for, oh Jesus, like where both parties were unsure to continue. Like this gentleman here, or this questionable gentleman, let's put it how it is. He was like, nah man, like that shit is wild. Like most human minds are deranged anymore. Look at the guy on the left enjoying it. I don't know, like, if he's enjoying it. Like, for me, it's, like, hard to... It looks like he's smiling at it a little bit. Or, like, those two, like, they don't look like enjoying it. It's very tragic. Like, they all there lost their humanity for money. And there are so many ways to make money. Jesus.
Kick just had some basic policies on their platform, Jean would still be alive. A mother would still have her son. And what's pretty weird is the fact that Jean's mom later said that it was not Safine and Naruto's fault for this and actually praised them. How she's...
Which raises yet again, like what happened there? I think it's way too early to moralize. Like we don't have the material truth what happened there. Why should a mom do this? I doubt that a mom would do this. I doubt it extremely. This raises many questions. Like what happened there?
Suddenly just changed her mind and stopped seeing what we're seeing is pretty crazy. And
again, of course, like it raises many questions. Like what was it that was happening there? Like what was the compliance structure? How could it be that he died? Who knows if she received money to be quiet or her life was threatened? Can't really assume what's going on. That's a legitimate standpoint. Yeah, that could be. Like, because like yeah, they're not at fault. Like why are they not at fault? Like why are they not at fault? There are many questions open. Why did the mom say this? What was the compliance structure being utilized? What was the cause of death? Why did they continue? Even though both sides knew that what they were doing was absolutely fucked. So what is the substantial truth in regards of what happened here?
this single event may just have a very big effect on streamers and marathons as a whole. Subathons are where some of the biggest historical accomplishments in live streaming are made, but at the same time, it is very, very mentally draining. What Jean did went a lot further than what any streamer should be doing, and hopefully people will learn not to push the limit like this, because all the money and all the followers in the world is not worth your life.
I agree. Love yourself. There are so many ways on conducting business. Like don't strip yourself.
Momentan.
Like don't strip yourself of humanity. That this is not worth it. This is an absolute tragedy. Fucking wild what happened there. I hope they will release every document that was associated with what took place there, so that we learn like what happened there. Especially like why the mom then like said like that they are not like not at fault, like, and like it would also be lovely like to know like if he really wrote kidnapping or not. But yeah, like tragic. Don't lose your humanity for cash, man. Do not do that. It's not worth it. Tragic. May may he rest in peace, and maybe truth there, like on what happened there, and so many questions to be answered. Wild, absolutely wild.